What's up, YouTube? For tonight's battle, I have one up against a full monotype fighting team, and look at that, it's scary to go up against that with this sort of team. Anywho, we'll do question of the day. What is your favourite fighting type? And give me a set for it as well, if you want to. Your favourite fighting type and a set you like to run on. Pokemon moves, items, natures, that sort of thing. Leave it in the comments below. Okay, this went about 30 turns, so we'll get straight onto it. Now, I was really worried because this... phone sort of went off then. I was really worried because I didn't have too much checks for these powerhouses. Look, oh my god, like Sork, Hariyama, and Gerda, even Machoke and Poliwrath. I was going to have a really hard time here. I was going to get smashed. I was thinking, well, I'm probably going to get smashed, but let's just see how things go here. Right, so I got leading things off a little bit differently with my Grovyle here because it's pretty much a powerhouse in special for my team. So I had a really nice matchup to begin things off. I chose to go for grassy terrain here because I thought Poliwrath wouldn't be too confident staying in unless they had like Ice Punch or something. I was betting on it that hopefully it did. Okay, so I get the grassy terrain up. So that's great. Now Gerda's going to go Max Punch me there, and that's going to do heaps of my health, over half. I'm hoping this will kill. My Leaf Storm with a Life Orb with the grassy terrain takes Gerda. I'm guessing that would have been Everlight as well. Most of them sort of run that. So that's a nice start, getting rid of that thing. That was a really big pain in the ass. Oh, and I love the little recovery there. So the idea of this is to set the grassy terrain up and that to heal a few turns of my Life Orb damage. Okay, so Rhodes is going to come in and go for Bullet Punch there. I was half expecting that, but I didn't think it would actually take it out. So I'm thinking it could be banded, but just at that damage. But I'm just going to sort of like see here. Now, I suspected that. Well, I could go for Eruption here, but I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp instead because I'm expecting that Poliwrath to come back in, and I did, and that was really sweet. So I get the Will-O-Wisp off on that. Unless I was betting on it that it was physical, I was hoping it wasn't a weird special set. Anyway, I didn't really want to find out regardless, because even a burnt like Waterfall or Earthquake is going to do some damage to me. Into Whiskers here, so obviously it was a physical set. I know that it could be carrying a fighting move on it as well. Obviously it probably is, but with that burn up I'm definitely going to be able to take it a lot better than I would without one. Okay, so there wasn't... I couldn't use Surf against this thing because I know that it has Water Absorb as one of its abilities. That's one of its most common abilities. So the Grassy Fields disappears from the field, so we're not going to get any more recoveries. He throws up the sub, which is bad because I know my Body Slam isn't going to be enough to take that out because it's really weak, and then it's just there to paralyze really fast, speedy sweepers. But I guess it dropped a bit of his health, which is good, but it was bad that he had a substitute up. Okay, so it's going to use Focus Punch there. I do get a Body Slam off, hoping that I can at least break the sub so he can't freely set up any more of those Focus Punches. There, I get a crit. I'm not too sure if that mattered, breaking the sub, but I hit him for a second time. That wasn't my first, that was my second. Okay, so Focus Punch hits me really hard considering it's burnt, and that's bad, so it's a 2 KO. It's got lefties there, so I'm guessing it's just one of those sub Focus Punch, Waterfall, Poison Jab fairies, probably something like that, I believe, that sort of moveset. I just threw out the rest here because I thought, well, let's get a couple of turns of burn off and we'll just see how things go. I didn't really want to swap this into anything. I had my Butterfree to swap it into, well, the fighting move at least. That was sort of about it. I didn't really want to swap it into anything else because it hit still pretty hard with that burn up. Now, I was thinking, well, like I can't use Sleep Talk because if I use Surf and it does have Water Absorb, I'm going to give it all its health back, and that's going to be really bad. So I had to go to Butterfree here. It's my best thing. It could resist its fighting move really nicely with its typing, and it's already burned, so I knew it wouldn't do too much damage to it. And it still hits pretty hard considering for like burned and -4. Now I was thinking, well, it'd be nice to get a Quiver Dance up here. Like I know I'd say a Waterfall is coming our way, but with that burn I think I could live it quite badly, and it'd be nice to get like a little buff in speed and special attack up as well. And here comes the Waterfall, and I was thinking, well, I might get like low red, but I take it a little bit better than I thought I would, so that's okay. That's nice. Unfortunately, I'm in range for a priority move. I already know that Machoke came in before. I had that Machoke thinking, well, I might have Bullet Punch, and the Girder's gone down with Mach Punch, but there may be some other ones around. That Hariyama's floating around with like Fake Out. I'd say that does carry Bullet Punch as well. So I had no choice. I had nothing to swap into, really. I didn't really want to swap into my Sealeo either. I had to sacrifice Shrimpy here, unfortunately. There, I was hoping that Everlight would take it a little bit better, but didn't obviously take it. Definitely, my suspicions of Choice Band were growing thicker on that Machoke for that damage for sure. Now, I knew that he probably wouldn't stay in for a Bullet Punch on this because it's obviously not very effective. Now, I had to go for Eruption here, this Choice Scarf Eruption, does much damage, and I was really relieved to find out that Hariyama actually came in on this, so I could do some really nice damage to it. Does 3/4, just about, and that poison is up now, so it's going to do like a round of that. Okay, so I know Hariyama always carries Fake Out or Bullet Punch, one of those two moves, that it can activate its little Toxic Orb after for Guts. So it was just a matter of taking this thing's health down with poison now, and just revenge killing it. I knew that it had a possible chance that it could carry Bullet Punch, as well, because if poor Sealeo goes down, but it had to be that way. I had nothing, as I said. This was so hard to. These Pokemon were really hard to check as well. It was just crazy. Right, into Solrock. I knew that Bullet Punch was there and it would be super effective. I just had to take that. Does loads of damage. It turned out it was a crit. I'm very defensive as well. I had to swap get the Cosmic Power up there to get like a boost in defense. And now I was pretty much right. I was like, well, I know that I can take like another Bullet Punch, hope it's not a crit again, and I can just get a rest off, get all my health back, and have a +1 in defense and special defense. Not that this team's really special. It's looking just to be just a full physical team outright. It's crazy. Right, so I get my rest off, which is cool. That Chester Berry is going to wake me up, and I'm going to be a-okay with full health, and that Hariyama is going to be dead and out of here, so that's good. Great Pokemon to get rid of. There was still that Sork I was worried about as well. Most Sorks are Choice Scarf, or maybe like an odd Choice Band one. Something like that. Right, so here comes Rose again. I know that it's going to go for... It may go for Bullet Punch again, but it didn't. So I was thinking, what's it going to go for? Maybe Knockoff, I was thinking. I was a bit scared of Knockoff. But it had Dynamic Punch there. Still hits me really hard. Knockoff wouldn't have got a boost, obviously, because I didn't really use up my item, but still would have been super effective. But Dynamic Punch does a nice job there, and that is definitely banded judging on that damage. I was like, bummer. At least if I hurt myself in Confusion, I was thinking it's not going to do too much, which it didn't do anything at all. But it's going to be able to just spam Dynamic Punch, which sucks. I was hoping I could get out of Confusion, or just get this rest off so I could get maybe in a couple of turns. I do, that's great. And I'm able to get that rest off there, and I know that, well, they've got nothing to lose by staying in and using Dynamic Punch again to sort of take me out. At the same time, I can get a little bit more damage on Machoke, like there. So that hits me really nice and hard. So it's a 3-hit KO with a +1 in defense as well. And I'm also max defense and health too. So this thing is most definitely banded for sure. That's sort of good for me, but bad that it's doing lots of damage as well. Because it's easier to work around with, but it does lots of damage. Okay, this is my last turn. Obviously, I'm not going to wake up here, so poor Solrock can't pull off a clutch again. Like last battle, it was crazy. Now, I'm going to go down to that one, but it was necessary to get that Toxic on Machoke. It was better than setting up more Cosmic Powers in the long run, because as you see, Machoke is like nearly down. Okay, so into Firebolt again. I know that it is banded. I'm going to outspeed, and I'm going to go for Eruption here in case he wants to swap, which would be sort of odd. As Quilava and Butterfree are the only Pokemon I got left, and anything is going to take Butterfree out. Right, so into Throw, I was very worried here because I knew Throw is very specially defensive. I knew that I wouldn't take it out, but it does a lot more damage than I thought. I was like, wow. Then Throw busts out the Revenge. I'm like, oh my god, I'm definitely not going to live that. So that one's down. So my only Pokemon left now is Butterfree, and it's got a Toxic Orb. That's another Pokemon with Guts. For fuck's sake, that's like 3. Into Butterfree, so I was stumped because I couldn't go for Sleep Powder to put it to sleep. I had to go for Quiver Dance because I knew that, well, I was 99.9% sure that Sork just would be scarfed and finish me off, and Stone Edge is going to take my Butterfree out. There's nothing I could have done there. My team did amazingly well against this full fighting team, and just that was so powerful. Oh, I was really happy with how they went. I mean, if I was using any other sort of NU team, I think I probably would have been able to get past it, but it was fine. I was happy with that. I like that Poliwrath. That was nice. That was cool. But judging on this team, I say their throw was a guts throw, which is interesting. Most of them are like bulk up sets. I say that Salt would have been a Choice Scarf set. I could be wrong, but most of them are. Harryarm was like Guts user. Gerda, I'd say, would have been another Guts user, or maybe Iron Fist. Most of them are Guts. So make sure it would have been Choice Band, and that was just the Poliwrath was just a sub punch lefty set. But that was sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. What is your favourite fighting type? Leave a comment below. And I was really impressed with my team in that battle. Quilava doing great, and same with Grovale. Yeah, nice. But that's all I need to do for tonight. Peace out.